See, it's just like Heat.
The movie.
Do you remember Val Kilmer?
Oh,
He's
totally.
like, the cops.
Totally. He wasn't doing that.
You sure?
Okay, maybe that was the director's cut version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rewatch it to
Shitting his
make
pants
sure.
through the whole firefight. That's suppressed.
Hey, dudes, we're going to have a good time. As always, we're here in the TMP bunker, so if you're looking for a 5-minute video, as usual, this is not it. On perhaps a grail gun. A grail gun for some people.
Market's been waiting, 30 years?
Whew. Yeah, they've been looking for a review from us on this gun forever, and dudes, look at this.
Finally.
Here we go, finally. Grail gun review, dudes! Did you click on the right video? Did you click on the right video? Maybe, maybe, maybe. Then again, maybe not. Welcome to the Sig M400 Tread review.
Yeah, buddy.
Psych.
Who cares about some roller delayed stamp thing? That is boring.
Yeah, you can go out and spend $2,700
Sheesh.
on an overhyped pistol with the brace, BPO as we call them, braced pistol option. You know, MP5 SK. This is not one of them, by the way, but it looks something like this, right?
We'll keep an eye out for it. I mean, we tried the ATK,
1894.
the clone once upon a time, and it kind of,
Yeah.
it broke the spell for me.
It was reliable, it was accurate, and we hated it. That's the bottom line on our 2011 1894 review made in Turkey. It's a clone of a MP5, and it came in 3 configurations, and we just didn't like it. It was a friend's gun, and we shot it, and we're like, yeah, this sucks. And I said in the review, in full auto form, maybe a different review.
Yeah.
But why in the world would you want to go with a 9mm for any serious application over an AR-15 pistol?
It's just for the cool factor.
I've said that in a lot of reviews. We've said that in a lot of reviews. I mean, if you're serious about ballistics and, you know, range, going through stuff, go 5.56 or something else, maybe 300 black, 7.66 239. But this is a 5.56 M400 Tread pistol, and we're going to talk about it here in the bunker. And by the way, this review also works for the entire M400, basically SIG's direct gas impingement AR-15 lineup. They're basically the same. It's just different barrel lengths. Twist rates are a little bit different, and different handguards. Yeah, so this will be, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th AR-15 pistol we've reviewed. And, you know, our eyes were opened a couple years ago. We generally didn't think of the type. We weren't AR-15 pistol people. And to this day, we would much prefer a carbine, 16-inch barrel, maybe an SPR, 18-inch barrel for all-around use. And we will not deviate from that in this review. But as a special application gun, vehicle gun, maybe a motorcycle gun, or whatever that thing you were doing at the intro was, gun.
It's called a fire fart.
A fire fart gun, whatever. Maybe it would work. Go to our Delton Lima AR-15 pistol review, and we have a very deep conversation on philosophy of use. We ain't doing it here. Ain't no reason to do it here. So it'll be standard when you need something short, compact, and you like that chambering. Again, we're focusing on a standard 5.56 chambering. So overall, I think the M400 as an entire lineup enjoys a very good reputation. And I think especially amongst its owners and people who have had it and shot it.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I really like how SIG's been developing even the AR like this. And this is kind of an interesting segment. This isn't... It's definitely a premium AR. This isn't going to go toe-to-toe with, like, what, Daniel Defense,
higher-end FN.
Noveski.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. This is a little more down-to-earth, and it's meant to give you a ready-made turnkey option that's pre-customized.
We'll call it mid-range.
Yeah.
It's not like a bargain basement AR-15, at least the treads that I've seen, or this one. It's mid-range, and it gives you a pretty good feature set for the price paid. This is a perfect vehicle gun. This is something that you can shoot within the confines of a vehicle. Go watch my series of videos filmed with awesome TMPer crew member Sean, the TMPer, and we did VTO, Vehicle Tactical Operations, with the M400 Tread pistol.
That's pretty compact.
Yeah, so we actually tested the concept, and no surprise, it's a compact gun. It did great. There are some caveats here, and TD is showing you one of them right now. You got to run a freaking can on it.
I wouldn't say on this one.
Oh.
For the 7.5, yeah.
Dude.
10.5,
This is 11.5
11.5
inch barrel. 7.5 definitely, but even 11.5 inch barrel. My mileage, I'd say run a can on, or at least a concussion redirector.
Yeah.
And there are several muzzle devices. We've talked about the Kinetitech. We've bought them and put them on guns. They're cost effective. You can look them up. There's like just a cup that redirects some of the blast, not all of the blast forward. Do something like that. Is that one? Yeah, that's one right there. Speak of the devil. So this is our own, and it will serve as a competitive offering, our own AR-15 build, AR-15 pistol build. So it has a Delton lower and a Palmetto upper. And this is a 10.5 inch barrel. I think it's a 10.5.
Oh, that's an Arrow M4 lower.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is an Arrow Precision?
I swapped it out on you.
Okay, so he swapped it. But I initially had it on a Delton, so we're swapping stuff around. So this is an AR-15 pistol build we did right here with an SBA-3 tactical brace. We may talk about that again. There you go. So when we talked about this gun, we talked about the need of, well, I don't know if we reviewed this exactly.
I don't think so.
But the Delton Lima and another one. We talked about some type of muzzle device. We'll leave it at that.
It's, yeah, depending on the one, especially if you have something that's like a battle comp. It really beats the crap out of everyone around you. And if you're in, although here's something for a truck gun, if you're surrounded, let's say, by zombies in the zombie apocalypse that we all feared in 2008.
Fear the Walking Dead.
That concussion may be kind of handy.
It's loud
It's
and it scares
spooky
the
and
zombies.
The flinching might be kind of
fishing,
helpful.
it scares the fish. They like run away. So the more muzzle compensation a device has, the louder it is, generally speaking. So if it's going to really reduce muzzle rise, there's a way it's doing it. It's usually venting the gas sideways and down, and that gas makes a lot of noise in our experience. Speaking of small, super cool guns, grab that off the hook right there. Mini Draco. I don't know why this is still in the bunker, but it is.
This is something we need a suppressor for, I'm thinking.
Well, here's the deal, though. First up, the Mini Draco is insane. Good luck finding any of these.
Gone.
They're gone. And they may never come back.
Dude, these are gone in normal market time.
Right. They only come in small batches, and it's funny, when we bought ours, they weren't selling.
Yeah.
Remember, we'd go into the store and like, why are Mini Dracos on the shelf? I don't know. Anyways, we reviewed this. It's still in the bunker. It's interesting because we're talking about super compact, high firepower weapons and special purposes, right?
Yeah.
VTOs. So this is fantastic. It's a 7.62-39. I love that caliber. In that application, I actually like it more than 5.56. I ain't gonna lie, I like it because I'm in a vehicle, so weight isn't quite as critical. This thing is nasty. Goes through glass, doors, and lots of fish.
Engine blocks.
Yeah.
Large cephalopods from the depths of the ocean.
Dinosaurs, T-Rexes. Yeah. Now, you mentioned the suppressor. I have a night video out. Run a suppressor. The problem with it is you cannot really get good alignment, and you're going to run a baffle strike off this. It was not precision cut with the threading. It's, what do you know, that old-fashioned Eastern Bloc engineering. And that's what I perceived. I mean, I was really worrying about baffle strikes out there. And it adds a lot of weight, and because there's I had to put an adapter on it and stuff, and which made it even worse for alignment. But speaking of a muzzle cup, there's another one.
Boom.
There you go. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna. Every time I see this, I remember some picture. I should have saved it, but it was. I think it was in an article talking about this being used as a guard thing, and it was some like Yugoslavian dude or something, and he just had the fuzzy hat. I just remember holding this, and he was like, he had this like, what are you gonna do? For every time I, one of the AK issues.
Dude, I love the Dracos. They're awesome, and vehicle gun, fantastic. I think most guys, as we've talked about, still to this day gravitate towards an AR-15. But no, most don't. By the way, the watch for this review is a beautiful Hamilton Khaki Pilot 46mm, link below.
I can't believe it.
It's a Hamilton purely Swiss-made watch wearing a nothing fancy programming job on the hands because hands come hollow and I hate hollow hands. So there you go. Beautiful watch. Awesome. I bought it used.
There you go. That's how you buy
it
hammies.
used. And it's fantastic. I love it. It doesn't mean I don't like inexpensive watches, though. I love them. On we go with the review. So that's POU, pretty much features. We're running our titanium Gym Tech can on there. It's a fantastic workhorse in the project. I'm not going to promote one can over another. It's really simple technology. It's so easy to make an effective suppressor. That's why you see so many suppressor companies now.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's wearing that. It made shooting fantastic, especially out of the Wolverine X4 with Sean and I talk about it on that video. So I recommend, if you can, if you live in a state where it's allowable, or if without rule of law ensues and you do whatever in the hell you want, run a can on it or something to really quiet the sucker down. You say 11.5 inches, you wouldn't put a suppressor on it?
11 yeah, I don't think it's absolutely necessary as long as you don't have a very egregious comp on it.
I still think you're getting an incomplete powder burn in this barrel length. You're going to have some powder granules coming out. You have a carbine length gas system on this sucker. It's freaking loud. Even a 16-inch barrel without a can on it, as you just mentioned, with like a battle comp or something on it, it'll rock your world. Okay, enough of that. Sorry, I keep going back to that.
That's why the best ARs are all 20 inches. The way it was intended to be.
It's pretty interesting. That's a completely different discussion. And go to our Palmetto 20-inch bunker review. Yeah. I think I was alone for that one, but I talked about how the 20-inch is how the gun was intended to operate. It's softer shooting, rifle length gas system, all that great stuff. You won't have any of that with this. So you have a short barrel, you have a short gas system. You're going to be running your BCG a lot harder. Your bolt carrier group, it's going to get hotter. But it goes with the game. The upside, not being a piston gun, is going to be lighter weight. So the Sig M400 Tread pistol, without any of this stuff on it, was 5 pounds 11 ounces. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Especially for how full the handguard is. Because if you look, it's not nearly, it's not like a KMR or something where they went to town on it.
And the Delton Lima, didn't we have a really short handguard on that? Because it's only a 7.5-inch barrel. And that was lighter than this, of course, but it had a hacked off barrel. And we talked about it in that review, but you're right. So it has enough real estate here. And by the way, this is an Arisaka finger stop that I put in the M-LOK slot here. And you can totally do that on a pistol. Legal. That is a safety device. That is to prevent your hand coming forward. What you cannot do until without rule of law, excuse me, is put a VG on it.
Yeah.
So you just, this is...
You're stuck with AFGs if you want something.
Yeah, or this is legal to do. Just a finger stop. That's called a finger stop.
Most guys love the one I've been seeing lately is the Fab Defense, that ugly shark one. For some reason, that's
I generally, unless I don't like putting them on carbines, but on a pistol, it's once again it's a safety device because if your hand migrates forward on these short AR-15 pistols, you're going to blow your freaking fingers off. I forgot what we're talking about. I think we'll get to the handguard in a second.
Yeah, I think the barrel.
The barrel is stainless steel on the M400 Tread series. I think it is for the pistol as well. This one has a 1-in-7 twist on it, which is awesome. I love they put a 1-in-7 on this. The Tread gets several things right. This is the first thing in my opinion. 1-in-7 twist. Now, you may make the argument, well, what do you need a 1-in-7 twist? You're not going to be shooting heavier bullets out of this. My answer is, maybe I will. You don't know. This gun, you'll see the accuracy at 100 yards. It's shooting as good as a carbine. So I want the option, and I don't see a downside. Maybe slightly greater barrel wear, but none of you guys are going to be putting thousands of rounds through your ARs. Be honest. It ain't going to happen. There ain't the ammo around now, and most guys that I talk about have stashed up maybe $2,000 in rounds.
Yeah.
So you're not going to wear your guns out. That's the point. Stainless steel, it's F&C, so it's carburized. So it's kind of a melanite coated barrel, so that's awesome. And I actually like that better than chrome plating.
Yeah.
Well, it's stainless steel, so it's not a problem. And the stainless barrel may show why this thing, I won't say it's like phenomenal accuracy, but remember, it's only an 11.5-inch barrel.
It's good for a pistol.
It's a pistol. So and I shot it 100 yards. I had more paper than this, but we'll just use this one. Standard threading on it. And then the handguard I really like. There's a couple reasons, and not just me, but you like it too. You're telling me. One reason it's flat on the bottom.
Yep. Look at the shape.
So that means you can rest it on like a bench, on a car hood, on the back of your horse or your donkey, and get more stability. Now, again, it's a pistol. It's not a carbine, but options, options, options. And look at the diameter. It's very small. This is also a big upside on their, I believe, proprietary handguard, right?
Why do people like small?
Well, I'm one of them. I've been one of the preachers of small diameter handguards forever.
I know.
They're more comfortable to hold. It makes the gun lighter. The only thing we've ever said here is a larger diameter is better if you're rapid firing or if you have a full auto gun, because it gets hot. And these narrower diameter handguards can really transmit that heat to your hand.
I don't mind how they look. I prefer the bigger ones, like the Sig.
Not
like
me.
This.
I don't.
Like this. I like that.
Not me.
Because I always feel like
see,
cook
we're
your
not
hands.
always the same. I don't. I like the small diameter. They're easier in every way. I just love them. M-lock slots, as you can see. This is an extruded handguard, as you can see. And again, we think it's proprietary, but who cares? It's locked on with 2 bolts right here, so that's cool. You don't have to mess around with your barrel bolt to put it on and off. It did not twist or come loose during testing. And then we have the standard forged aluminum upper and lower. Fantastic. Fantastic.
The weirdest part of it, though.
Well, I was going to mention this now that you're fondling the handguard. This reminds me, I wish there was a short run of Picatinny rail up here.
That's what most do, like
to
POF,
attach a front imbus to. And
POF, Ghost.
Yeah, and this did not come with sights, which is kind of weird.
The Geissele.
I don't think it did, because, by the way, I loaned this from Gunnies, the great American gun store. Thank you, White and Company. This is a loaner gun from them. They don't pay me. I don't pay them. Pure relationship, and I don't take the box. So sometimes you'll say, why doesn't he know this, what it comes with? It's because I have too much shit here. And so to take the box and to keep track of that box, those accessories, those mags, all that is too much. I just take the gun. That's the answer. So maybe in the box there are some sights. I don't know. I knew I was going to scope it, so it doesn't matter. Was there something else you were going to talk about here, or no?
No, I really prefer having a little run there. Like the Mark IV rails have that.
I agree.
There's something I know theoretically it should be fine.
Right.
Just threading in M-lock, but I wonder if over time you can't. I don't know.
Agree.
Things work themselves loose.
One thing I forgot to mention. This gas block they have here, Sig, is fantastic. This is a micro gas block. I'll try to give you some imagery of some sort to give you a better look at it. It is pinned to the barrel, and it is awesome. It's small, compact. It's proprietary to Sig. Again, this is obviously a DI gun, not a piston gun. Oh, dude, I love their gas block. I was looking at that. I was like, man, that is like a piece of art. I don't know if it's forged or mimed. I don't care. It won't fail, and it's pinned to the barrel. Awesome. Forged upper and lower. I love forged. You love forged. We get less excited for billet. Billet's usually heavier. It's not as strong. Look at the enlarged trigger guard already. I think that's a Magpul thing right there that it comes with.
It looked. I don't.
Did
see
I
a
put that
Magpul
on?
thing. No.
I don't know if I put that on.
It came that way, and I think it's theirs.
Yeah, so amen to that, man. I love that. This pistol grip they put on,
I like it.
Awesome. It's very Myadish. Has a compartment in the bottom so you guys can haul around shit you shouldn't be hauling around.
Your Skittles.
Skittles. Yeah, put your Skittles in there.
Hey guys, time out. I need to get my blood sugar back up. Thanks.
Time out. I'll let you know when I'm ready. I do wear on batteries in there, so I'll put a battery in the compartment in like a little tiny plastic bag. The trigger is standard AR. They call it a micro polished or something trigger.
Yeah.
It pulls at 7.5 pounds. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
I wasn't cursing it out there, but it's very mil-specky. What were you saying?
It reminds me of most of the competitors. There's a lot of like non-match triggers, non-precision, but they look cool. They'll coat it in like some silver compound and talk about how it's frictionless. And
you know who does that is
Palmetto.
Savage was talking about that, and also Springfield Armory with the Saint.
Yeah.
They brag about their trigger, and I think both of them are underwhelming.
I think it's marketing.
Yeah.
You're trying to distinguish it from the crowd, and nothing better than a funky colored trigger.
Now, all of us in the AR-15 community have gotten to be trigger snobs, I do believe. However, if you go long enough in the game, you'll become more like us, and you just say, you know what? I'm tired of spending money on aftermarket triggers. I don't care. Maybe you could do your own trigger job on this, and there's plenty of information out there how to do it. It's really not that hard. Or you could get something super affordable like a Rock River and drop it in.
Anyways, I think that is kind of the philosophy, though. This is for someone who doesn't want to dick around planning and grabbing stuff.
It's mid-range.
Change one or two things. Otherwise, it's as is.
Good point. Good point. By the way, that cool fill job is by TacticalDoodle. You didn't bring your pins, did you?
Oh, I just left them on the counter over there.
Dang it. Notice the ambidextrous safety, guys?
I really like that. The lower on it's freaking cool.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good ambi gun in that respect.
Yeah.
Jardine didn't shoot this. He's been super busy lately. That's why you haven't seen him a lot. Gated mag release, standard AR15, forward assist, standard AR15. This is kind of cool right here. Their mag release on that side is a little bit gated differently.
I like the big mag. I like the big controls in general. Yeah. They got it pretty good.
Yeah, if I was going to like quibble, I would prefer a standard AR15 versus this.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
You don't like the extra?
No, I'm talking about the selector lever. What I should have said.
Yeah, anyways, they're a little stubby.
It's stubby. I just like a standard AR-15. Do I have one on this? If so, show them.
Yeah.
So this is what I like
standard
here. And this is so minor, guys. This is so minor, but you're detail people. That's why you watch TMP. There's just that. Look at it. It's longer. Has more leverage. It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I put them in my builds, which I did with that one. Okie dokie, on we go to the back. So this Tread M400 pistol is equipped with, of course, a shockwave blade, which we pretty much hate.
I hate it.
Most people do, but it's a pistol, so this is considered a brace. Show them what we like to put on.
And really, most of its competitors have something more like this.
Magpul, you said, has come out with a brace of some sort. I haven't checked it out or used it yet.
From the looks of it, they're a lot like this, though. It's going to be more plastic.
A blade.
Yeah.
See, blades are awful. This one has traction. It's made of rubber. In this application, rubber makes a lot of sense. I recommend you ditch this blade, which is going to cost you money, dude. So when you're thinking about buying a Sig M400, factor that in. Maybe you want to go with something like a Delton, if you can find it, or your own build, if you can find the components. Who knows what's going on. Now, at least the shockwave blade on the M400 is adjustable, 6 positions.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
You don't have to duct tape an Allen wrench to it just in case.
And it's easy to do. You can either do this or grab this blade and do it. That's sometimes quicker. And when I went prone during VTO with the M400, you may notice that I was smacking my face with the scope. And I was like, stand by. So I had to get some Skittles. I got some Skittles out of the compartment, took a breather, adjusted my stock, and then continued to shoot. Also, you may notice during my operation of the M400, I did this.
Sweet.
So it's not retained, which is a little bit hokey.
Yeah. It's
a little bit hokey because just like we tested and found out, you're going to do that. So like if you're tall like me and you're adjusting it, you're just going to take the shockwave right off. Again, we just say put something else on. Or if you're constrained, the shockwave blade does work.
It's a perfect excuse. You pull it off the first time and then you go, cool, SBA 3 time.
SBA 3s to this day are not super inexpensive. Yeah, look how this is retained. Look at that. So that's more of a standard adjustable butt stock, even though it's a brace. So AR-15 charging handle. We're not taking it apart, but the bolt carrier group looks very mil-spec-y to me. Everything's pinned, shot peened, high quality. Had no issues with it at all. And standard Picatinny rail on the top. It's a black rifle. Some milling here on the front of the mag well.
Make it look
on
fancy.
The tread. I do like their emblem, the big old Sig emblem.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's kind of good to give positive press to Sig because we railed on the Copperhead. Yeah, that was a negative review, dude.
There are lots of things they do that I don't like, but there are almost just as many that I do. And
that's how I feel about most manufacturers.
They're making new stuff.
Right.
And I really like the commitment they showed to the MCX.
Right.
They had issues with it, fixed it, ironed it out, and it's getting better every single time I see it. Granted, it's an entirely different product every time.
Absolutely.
It's always different colors, different names, but I like it.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, they don't rest on their laurels, and they are constantly innovating.
Yeah.
I think Sig's awesome in a lot of different ways. Doesn't mean we like everything they make.
I love how one of these treads, the carbine ones, just comes with a Romeo 5 red dot.
Yeah.
I really like just you grab it, it's done,
MOA.
It's good to go.
2 MOA red dot, grab it, and you'll deal with this. And that's a pistol version too, right? You're talking.
No, it's the carbine one.
Carbine
so it's
one?
got, I think, an MOE SL Magpul stock on it.
Dust cover, Done with features. Oh yeah, the scope is a Vortex Strike Eagle 1-6x24. Getting harder to find. I think their run was complete. Another good scope you guys can get, we'll put a link to this below, is an Arrowhead Swamp Fox. Swamp Fox, Arrowhead, whatever it's called, and it's a 1-10. It's like that Night Force, and it's like one third or about half the price of the Night Force. 1-10. Illuminated, and I believe that's our first focal plane, that Swamp Fox. On we go with how it shot. We'll start off with paper, and again, we're showing you images as we do this bunker review of testing. Some of that footage was lost on that import that I did off the SD card, so you might be seeing more GoPro footage, I forget, but we did a lot of shooting with the Tread. And paper-wise, I went out alone later and did this. This group ain't so great. Look at this group, though. I think that was a different ammo. Oh, and look, I say down arrow on the trigger. No surprise. I told you the trigger was not that great. This is on different paper, and I replicated here. That's what the group looked like. Here's a 77 grain. And that was Freedom Ordnance 77, and it never shoots well. It's shot like garbage. Look at this right here. That's F55 grain FMJ. I think that's PMC I'm shooting right there. Look at that group out of an AR-15 pistol. And I had more paper. I'll call the accuracy off the Tread, assuming that you're shooting an ammunition that likes, excellent. Not good, but excellent. Reliability was 100%. I don't remember any jams, any stoppages of any kind. It ran with a suppressor. Always wear your glasses when you run a suppressor because you're going to get that blowback. And it was 100%. We fell in love with the Tread, the M400, immediately. We're like, this is a great gun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's better than any of the other AR-15s we reviewed. It's not. But it's up to par. And there were no nasty surprises with the Curse of the Desert. That's saying something, right? So it's recommended. And the answer, would we buy one, is a definite yes. In this configuration, yes, definitely. Maybe in a 16-inch barrel, yes, definitely. Just pick your favorite flavor. It does have the SIG name. It has the SIG backing policy. If you have any problems, you do send the gun back, and like we've mentioned, they will make it right. And we've experienced that ourselves with multiple guns. So fantastic. Competitive options, TacticalDoodle.
The big one that stands out, which to an extent you could almost say this is a clone of, would be the Springfield Saint.
Clone of, okay. And I have heard guys say that, but every AR-15 is so similar to the next. They're probably saying that because of Handguard.
Well, it's a suite of semi-premium features at a price point that's just a little bit more, and more than anything, it's like in-house.
Right.
It's one thing to throw, this is a KMR, this is a Ghost Rail, something that's exclusive, adds a little bit of cachet to the brand.
True.
And honestly, I really like this a lot more than the Saints Rail.
I'm trying it. We did test the Saint. We have a GRV out there on it. I think the rail was bigger. I thought you would like that, though.
No, I didn't like the poly on it.
It was bigger. It looked like this, but it was fatter in diameter.
Yeah, it didn't breathe as well.
Yeah, and this, listen, I haven't tested the Saint pistol. I have a lot of rounds through a Saint AR-15 standard 16-inch carbine. It's a good gun. It's recommended in TMP. The one thing I remember, and you helped me test it, it was not that accurate.
Yeah.
It wasn't inaccurate, but it didn't impress us. I think this barrel's better than the Saint barrel.
Yeah.
From what I know now, subject to change. Now, of course, you can roll your own, and we just showed you this one, this AR-15. We did it as well, so you can build your own AR-15 pistol. Slap your brace on it, and have fun with that. Knock yourself out. Awesome. But if everyone says in the comments, they're like, I don't buy ready-made AR-15s anymore. AR-15s. We'll just quit reviewing AR-15s. Ready-made ones, we'll just quit. But, we're still doing it because we have polled guys, hey, do you want Black Rifle reviews? And TMPR's like, absolutely.
I think the majority of guys...
They want ready-made options, still.
Most guys are still buying complete ARs for their primary defensive.
Okay.
When I talk to people, because I'm always interested, do you build it? And they go, I like knowing that I got a good, solid, no questions.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt, like a roll pin wasn't placed incorrectly.
Yep.
Everything's staked just right.
And you have a warranty. I've always said that. Roll your own, knock yourself out, or just go buy like a Delton, a Palmetto, Delton Lima pistol, 7.5-inch barrel, wearing a Gemtech GMT, which screws onto the A2 cage of this gun. There's that short handguard we talked about.
Yeah.
There's a red dot we talked about. That's
short
a Holosun.
handguard, short barrel.
We love the Holosun. It is so excellent.
It is much more affordable. In a way, it's kind of the example or stand-in for the entirety of the 7.5-inch AR pistol market, because there are a ton. Every time I go in, I see a different selection.
Yeah,
and they're all pretty
lots
similar.
of brands, lots of options. By the way, notice the weight on this. It's I wrote it down: 6 pounds 10 ounces as configured. That's with a Gym Tech. And we said what this configured is 7 pounds 13 ounces. So you see the longer barrel, the longer handguard, adding that weight. And by the way, we have glass on this. So this is a much more capable optic on this. This is 1-to-6 power. And as you saw in the Wolverine VTO, we were engaging out to 400 to 500 yards with this sucker on the rocks on the hill. So more capable optic, firepower versus mobility. What we've always said. So I get these confused. I have to actually look at the labeling between all these guns because they look so similar.
That's a big part of why I do the lining, because at first glance you can kind of identify it a lot easier, especially in the dark.
The bottom line on this Sig M400, of course, is that it is fabulous, reliable, accurate, fun to shoot. It's lightweight, light enough out of box, depending on how you accessorize it, as we've talked about. Maybe you add a little bit more weight for capabilities. It's a great zombie gun when zombies surround your Suburban. You're just going out, minding your own business, going on go get some groceries, go get some soup for the wife. Next thing you know, you're surrounded by freaking communist zombies. So you just never know what's coming.
Always looking for soup.
Always looking for soup. Highly recommended. We are done here in the bunker. Thank you very much. Keep subscribing to the Nut and Fancy Project if I stay in YouTube and become and stay a TMP donor. It's the reason we work so hard for you. I post a video about every 2.5 to 2.8 days over in the donation arena. Talk to those guys and gals over there. It's a great community. Become one of them. I mean, what, $5 a month? You can do it. You can do it. Thanks so much. Thanks, Doodle, for coming along from the bunker.
I'm a Patreon guy.
He is. He's one of my patrons.
About that.
Yeah. You'll see him in the comments and me. Over and out.